I may be biased when I say this. Jamaican curry chicken is legendary. But what if I told you I've discovered a twist that takes it to a whole new level? After traveling across the globe, Trinidad, Guyana, tasting curries from India, Thailand, and beyond, I've created my own fusion curry chicken recipe. It's bold, flavorful, and yes, it's Jamaican inspired, but with a surprising twist that will make you say, hmm. Stay tuned, your taste buds are in for an adventure. So, we have something in common. We're going to be using chicken, but in some cultures, people do not use the whole chicken. They just break down parts of the chicken. They may use the chicken breast, they may use the chicken thigh. Today, we are using the whole chicken, and that's what make our curry chicken the best. You know why? Because our chicken bones is going to hold the most flavor. Do you understand that concept? The bones hold a lot of flavor, and that's why a lot of people use the bones. They don't throw it away, they use it to make chicken broth to go in other flavors, to go with other dishes. So we're going to break down our chicken into 8 parts. After we break that down to 8 parts, we're going to cut the parts up into smaller pieces. Even the chicken wings, we're going to slit some lines under that fat so the flavor could really get into there. Okay? We're going to use fresh herbs such as thyme. I use a whole bunch of thyme, guys. And if you have pepper, if you want to use pepper, some people don't like it to be spicy. I have children. I love spicy food, but I have to alter that part of my cooking because my children will not eat it if I go in with a whole bunch of spice. But feel free to add as much spice that you want to. A balanced amount of spice does not hurt if you ask me. So guys, what we're gonna do is start seasoning. The first thing that you want to put in is your curry powder. I use Beta Pack Curry, Betapac. Beta Pack Curry, you can find it in your international grocery store if you have one nearby, or check out Amazon. Guys, we're gonna go on with our salt content. We're gonna put chicken bouillon, all-purpose seasoning, or whatever salt content you want to. I will honestly use all-purpose over salt. You can put a little salt to enhance your flavoring, but guys, just trust the process and use your all-purpose seasoning. If you do have a little fish seasoning, fish all-purpose seasoning, that will be great. I decided that I'm not going to the store, and it's gonna be great if I just use the ingredients that I have in my house. So I put my curry, I counteract that with a little turmeric, little powdered turmeric to help with that yellow flavoring. And I'm going to blend up some ginger, garlic, and green onions. Ginger, garlic, and green onions. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of that in there, and the little black balls that you saw that I put in there is allspice, and some people call it pimento seed. That's what we call it in my culture. Okay guys, so we're going to just take our time and season it up, rub it all in, and we're going to make sure that it gets in all of the creases and the crevices of the chicken. Okay, make sure you get it all in there, guys. Okay, so let me tell you this trick. The reason why I put turmeric along with the curry, even though it has turmeric inside of the curry powder, is because the turmeric helps a lot with the content of the color. Okay, it helps with the color. You want a nice rich yellow color, but curry powder tends to become too bitter if you use too much of it. So I wouldn't go over 1 tablespoon of the curry. I will go in with a little bit of turmeric. The ground turmeric is not as strong in flavors, and in other cultures they just use the regular turmeric and just cut a piece and put in there. I don't really like that concept, and so that's what makes my dish very unique. Okay, so we're going to just put everything all in, and if we see parts of the chicken, like the chicken leg that I just showed you, that needs a little bit more seasoning, we're gonna take our chicken bouillon, our all-purpose seasoning, and just get it in there. Okay, so guys, I have French nails on. It's white tip, and I don't want my nails to be planted, okay? I don't want it to be painted. I don't want the color on my nails, so I made sure that I put on gloves. If you are in the same situation, you can go ahead and put on gloves. If you want to use a spoon to stir it up, that's fine. But once you season, at least let it sit for a couple hours. This is where you'll get the best results. If you can do it overnight, that will be perfect. Once you are ready to cook, take it out of the fridge and just let it sit in the counter for a couple hours. Do you see my nails, you guys? I accidentally mashed my nail in the door, putting the baby in the car seat. But anyways, let's get into this process. So you want to kind of brown your curry. Do you understand? What you're gonna do is put either coconut oil or some olive oil in your pot, and you're going to toss in your garlic. Chop up about 4 cloves of garlic and put it in there. I like to add curry leaves. Some people know it as neem leaves, Neem leaves. But I'm using my curry leaves, and I'm gonna put it inside of the pot and get my turmeric and my curry powder, just a little bit, like half of a spoon. Put it in there and get it some color on it. Then we're gonna toss in our chicken and close the pot. Do not add any water at this point. You'll see shortly why I'm telling you that you don't need to add any water, okay? Because it's going to form its own gravy, and that's the best gravy because you're not going to end up watering down your flavor, okay? So guys, just turn it down. We're cooking it at medium heat. In the meantime, while it is cooking, blend up some of your green seasoning. I use garlic, some more onions, and then I blended up green peppers and a little cilantro. I did not grow up with cilantro being put in my curry, and again, that's what makes my dish unique. It's so flavorful. I've taken a few things from each culture and made mine very unique, okay? This is just how I love it because it is super flavorful. Each time you go inside of the pot, you add things. Make sure you give it a nice stir. I don't know if you can tell, but me closing the pot on medium heat is causing it to develop water. But guys, guess what? I added a little bit of just water to help the meat to cook, okay? So I did add a little bit at this point because I'm going to go in with my extra onions and a little bit of the garlic and my bell peppers. If you want to add potatoes as well, this is where you're going to add potatoes. Also, if you've never added coconut milk to your curry and you don't have any sort of like sensitivity to coconut milk, please add it to your curry. Coconut is going to give it a very rich flavor. So when you put it on top of your white rice, if you didn't see my white rice video on how to make the perfect white rice, check out my shorts. I just uploaded it yesterday. So check it out, guys, okay? So once you put in all of those things, you put in your potatoes, you probably have about 15 minutes before your dish is complete. And look at that. At this point, you're gonna just add in some more cilantro, turn off the pot, and let it simmer. Just let it simmer. I made some raw vegetables. Some people know this as pickles in their culture or whatever you may call it. This is probably the best side dish that you'll ever taste with your curry, any sort of Jamaican dish or whatever. I personally like it. Some people like their steamed cabbage, but I am a texture person. I love the crunch that it gives to the food, and it's just really good. So let me know if you want me to make a video on this, and I would love to. So we're gonna start our plating, right? Because people eat with their eyes. If I put a plate of food that looks crazy in front of you, yeah, you might eat it if you're hungry, but it just tastes even better. It just makes you want to eat it even more. Along with cooking my husband's food flavorfully, I love to also put time and energy into making his plate look beautiful, and I really want you to do the same. So we're gonna put our chicken alongside our rice and our vegetables. The next step is probably some people's favorite step. I love gravy, guys. I love gravy. So you spend that time to make that delicious gravy. Make sure you put some on the plate. Make sure you take that gravy and put it in between your chicken and your white rice, because curry on white rice is Oh my gosh, it slaps. It just hit every taste bud that it needs to. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. I really hope you get to try my method. If you also want to check out my short as well, I have a short on how I make my curry chicken. This is just my method. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to share with a friend, subscribe, and come back again. Bye.